friends. No normal, usual start today. Do apologise. Normally I'm happier and more frivolent in my speech, more enjoyable in my speech, I would say. But today is sort of a ranty day, I think would be the best way to put it. And that is because of something I keep seeing in gaming, in the gaming community. And that is the saying, Skyrim is a good game. Now, I use that as more of an example than anything else because, apologies, I'm sort of doing many things at once at the same time. But yeah, it annoys me to no end when people like to defend something that is fundamentally flawed and does not deserve best game, awesome game, whatever. Now, don't get me wrong when I say this, Skyrim is an alright game. I enjoy it. I wouldn't have done 40 odd episodes of a Skyrim series if I did not like it. But why is it that I get annoyed when people claim that there is no other game in existence that is better than Skyrim? Because they are sprouting utter bullshit, and it's that attitude that, in my opinion, affects the community of gaming as a whole. And the reasoning for this is people like to, what's the best word to describe? They believe, their belief that something is so good that they refuse to play anything else. And that stagnates the gaming industry, in my opinion. About a few months ago, I saw someone post in one of the forums I'm in the phrase, I tried The Witcher and it only had one dragon and I couldn't kill it. Back to Skyrim I go. The rage I had and the amount of effort I had to restrain myself from, breaking this guy was insane. Because using a game like The Witcher, well, it was Witcher 2, but The Witcher franchise, and saying it wasn't as good as Skyrim, that irritates me. It's when people are so blinded by fanboyism that they cannot accept other things being good or better than the thing they like. It's the same with, Call of Duty and stuff like that. When people are like, oh, it's the best game I've ever made. No. It's not. Really, it isn't. And that pisses me off so much. Because I play a lot of games, Many years ago, I went briefly into the gaming industry. I spent 3 months in an indie company, and I will always remember it for the interview. Mainly, the group I was working with were fantastic. I had so much fun there, and it was really enjoyable. But I always remember the interview, because it was more of a placement deal because I just left college and stuff like that. But I went into the interview and I was thinking, right, what questions are they going to ask me? What stuff are they going to want from me? And the guy doing the interview sat me down and went, he asked me the basic stuff, name, age, why do you want to work here? And the closing question was so awesome he asked me what types of games I play. What genre of game do I play? And my response, as always, will be, is everything. Back then it was bar dance, but, I do play the occasional dance game because it's good exercise. But the reason why I'm saying this is mainly because of the fact that as a gamer, me personally as a gamer, I play everything. I'm terrible at most of them, but I play everything. I've got an open mind to it. So when people bash good games because they can't be asked trying other games, it baffles me. I do apologize if a lot of people get offended by this because I do use Skyrim a lot for these references, but know that I'm not bashing just Skyrim. Oblivion was the same. I had 300 plus hours in Oblivion, and I still found fault with it. I still wouldn't claim it to be one of the best games ever made. But again, obviously, this is all personal preference. So, why is it I don't agree with the populace of Skyrim is awesome? First off, because of the lack of impact the game makes. You are the Dragonborn. You are meant to be this fantastically powered person who can change everything. What are the fundamental choices for you to make? You can either befriend or kill a dragon by the name of Paarthurnax. You can choose Imperial or Stormcloak. And you can choose someone to be king. Those actions are nothing. I'm sorry if people disagree with me on this, but they have no relevance to the game. And this is the same for every other game that has open world, and I'm sorry, but Skyrim is more open continent or open territory than open world. If it was open world, I could walk from Winterhold all the way to the Imperial City and onwards. That's how I see open world. This is how I register open world as open world. MMOs are open world. Like World of Warcraft, you can walk, the highest point, the top northmost point of Kalimdor, all the way to the bottom of it. And that does irritate me that Skyrim is classed as open world. I kind of want an impact in the game, and games like Skyrim do not deliver that impact. And it's really irritating to me. You have scenarios in these sorts of games where you are unique to the world. Again, this is why I'm glad the Bethesda company or ZeniMax or whoever it is decided to go past Oblivion. They basically went back to a certain point where everyone has relevance. But you are the Dragonborn. You are, Mr. Destiny. And you are rooted to scripts. You are rooted to this, that, and the other. In an ideal world, the Dragonborn would not bow knee to some pompous twit sitting on a throne. It's like, I'm the only one who can kill a dragon and absorb his soul, so, you can fuck off with your armies. Because I can just Fusrodar them off a cliff. it's one of those things. If I was making Skyrim or anything like that, and I had that choice to go, well, you could side with this group or this group. Okay, what if I don't want to side with those groups? What if I want to take them on? What if I want to destroy them? That choice is not in the game. And you can say, yes, it is for the Dark Brotherhood. Whoop-de-doo. A group of characters that have no lasting meaning anyway. Oh, yes, they've got the Night Mother who's so-and-so. It's like, fuck off. Seriously. Not once. And I've played Skyrim for about 200 plus hours now. I know it's not as much as most people, but in my life, I don't have time to do 1,000 plus hours of a single game. There is no consequence to what you do. And yet this is something that annoys me a lot. And the reason why I say it is, especially with the lack of choice, is because those two things actually work well together. For example, I'm going to pick a game that I've been playing that has choices and consequences. And I shall, put those two things side by side. And we'll see which one's better. So, first off, Skyrim. Again, I'm sorry I'm using Skyrim a lot, but it's where I see the most focal point. It's the focal point for my annoyance at the moment. I love Skyrim. Trust me when I say this. It is a enjoyable game. I've lost many hours not even doing main plot or side quests. I've just wandered. It is quite a breathtaking game. It's not the most graphically gorgeous game, but again, it's something good. It's an alright game. Go and kill 5 people in Skyrim. What do you get? A bounty. What happens when you get caught? You can either fight them, go to jail, or pay the fine. And games like Skyrim and any other RPG, you have the money to do it. The games like that throw money at you. So the opposite, there's no consequences to your actions. There's no consequences to your choice in killing these people. So, what is the game I'm going to reference? What is the opposite to this? And that is Telltale's Walking Dead. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything for you in terms of details, but it is possibly one of the best examples I can come up with and actually use for basically to counter the whole lack of choice and lack of consequence in Skyrim and games like Skyrim. So why Walking Dead? Well, Walking Dead is probably one of the best games for choice and consequence. And that is basically in chapter 1, in day 1. You are faced with a minimum of 2 choices. 2 choices that will have lasting consequences throughout the entire game. Hell, the entire game is littered with choices, but there are 2 distinct ones that come to mind. And that is the choice between A or B. Not the letters, but you have the split choice. You have the decision to go for down the left side or the right side. And no matter what choice you make, you're stuck with it. You're stuck with it for the rest of the game. And Telltale's Walking Dead is one of those games where there is no save option. You can't save a game. Sure, it auto-saves, but there is no, there's a choice, escape, save, done. Or I'll go this one, if I don't like it, I'll go on the next one. No. I mean, hell, at the start of episode 2, I've had to stop the game because it gives me a choice that I don't like. Mainly because I know for a fact I will not feel happy about the outcome of it. No matter what I pick, I will not be happy. I know for a fact I have to continue on and face those consequences. And that is what more RPGs should have. A fixed sense of consequence. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, fucking any RPG, Western RPG, JRPG, practically all of them don't punish you for it. The Witcher does. You make choices in that game without even realizing you've made a choice. Most choices, games with choices, that you find are more adventure choices, more action games. It's like, do I go this way? Do I go that way? But RPGs in general, I haven't played that many RPGs, I'll be honest with you. I played a lot of Skyrim, a lot of Oblivion, a lot of Morrowind. I didn't play the ones before it. I played The Witcher. I have never finished Witcher because I don't know why, I just never did. I haven't played much in the way of RPGs, but the ones I have lacked certain things. Choice, consequences. Baldur's Gate has choices. Baldur's Gate has consequences. Dragon Age has the same. It's choice and consequence. These are the ones I've only just recently played. I played Dragon Age a lot, by the way, but obviously I'm not using that as an example. But yeah, that's one of the things that annoys me. That's one of the reasons why Skyrim is not great. Another reason why Skyrim isn't great, it can be seen as a petty choice, a petty thing, but God, the combat system sucks. Oh my God, it sucks. I'm sorry. Unresponsive. Has no feeling to it whatsoever. Like, I press a button to swing a sword. There's no force to it. There's no feeling of weight behind the blows, and it irritates the fuck out of me. Really does. I'm sorry, guys, who go, it's got a good combat system. It doesn't. It sucks. So bad. Oblivion sucked. Morrowind sucked. Bethesda, guys, you can create a beautiful world. You can create interesting characters that you decide to kill off straight away, namely the Emperor. Fuck! By the way, I'm not. You're probably watching this and going, he's putting this shit on. I'm fucking not. Trust me. You can create these interesting characters, nice voice-acted characters, who, you instantly like. I mean, I love Patrick Stewart as the Emperor, Imperial Emperor. I loved him, and then I go, stabbed, you're dead. But Bethesda, guys, you seriously can't make a combat system. Really can't. I mean, yeah, I get that first-person combat system and, slightly third-person combat system that's more or less focused on a mouse is difficult, but you add too much complexity to a device. Even joypads have this problem. To a device that does not have enough buttons. Really, it doesn't. You have, what about 5? Now what? Left and right, two side buttons, middle mouse clicky. That's it. I have 5 buttons on my mouse. 3 of which don't get used. Sure, I could change it to, make middle mouse my quick fit, my favorite bar and stuff like that, but no. Give me a bit more depth to a game. Give me, again, choices. Give me a dynamic world. That's another thing. I briefly mentioned it there with the choices, but nothing you do leaves an impact. I'm sorry. I will name Ulfric Stormcloak King of the North. Yes, I used a Game of Thrones reference. Deal with it. So you are king in the North, and it's like, great. What happens now? What effect does it have? What dynamic effect does placing Ulfric as the king have on the rest of Skyrim? None. Fucking none. Oh, a few flag changes. That's it. God! Choices like that piss me off. The fact that I know for a fact, as soon as I pick them, that's it. There's nothing affected. I know I'm back on choices, but sorry, it's something that really irritates me. Really does. Combat system is bad. There's no feeling of the weight behind the blows. You're carrying a warhammer, a 200 warhammer. It's like throwing just flailing your arms. That's all you're doing. Especially once you got the perks and stuff to swing faster, move faster. That sort of thing. It's bullshit. You're probably thinking you're probably gonna type. Oh, what do you know? I've swung weapons like that. I've had a real sword. I know how heavy that sword is. I know how much power it takes to swing the fucking thing properly. And there's very little feedback from that in the game. In most games nowadays. It's the same with shooters. You shoot a gun, you rarely feel the impact. And that is something that annoys me. It really does. This is more or less going to be a rant on everything I hate in terms of games in general. What else? What else do we have? We have story. Fuck's sake. I'm sorry, but there's no story to Skyrim. There really isn't. Oh, but you make the story yourself. No! Oh, that's another fucking thing. You cannot have a conversation with anyone in a Skyrim group containing the words, I have finished Skyrim. This is the response you will get. Oh, you can't finish Skyrim. Skyrim is endless. And exactly in that voice as well. Bull fucking shit. You can finish Skyrim. You can. Why? Because it is a single player game. A single player game has a start, a middle, and an end. Sure, it is open-ended, but the Skyrim story finishes when you defeat Alduin. Why? Because that is the main quest. People seem to forget this word exists. These 2 words exist. Main quest. Main quests mean there is a start, a middle, and an end to it. And main quests tell the story of the game. There's very little story. I mean, hell, I did so much. I think about halfway into it, and then spent 50 hours doing other things before I even came across the next part of the main quest. It's bullshit. you know, seriously, guys who do that, guys who say you cannot finish Skyrim, add to the problem. Add to the problem I have with this generation of gamers. This generation of gamers do not understand the basics of gaming. It's like the reason why I said earlier, people who blind themselves to other games will stagnate the gaming industry. The reason why is they will want games of the same quality, the same style of the ones that they are fanboying over. No, I don't want 50 versions of let's walk around and do fuck all for 5 days. That's 5 days real time. You know, it could, it breaches into movies as well. You know, how many times have we had sequels? How many times have we had trilogies of the same shit? How many times have we had reboots of the same shit? You know, fucking this. You know, hell, Pacific Rim, hopefully it'll open the door to something good. And that's what I want for games. I want something to come out that is so different, so unique in its development. From a AAA publisher, you know, my hat is off to the indie companies. Indie companies are the ones that go out there on the limb to do something different. AAA companies go, oh, but it's safer going down this route. And I know I said route instead of route, but fuck it. We're back in a minute, folks. We're back. Oh, apologies for that, folks. I do sort of get on a rant at times. It's something that really does piss me off, you know? And we definitely got off topic there. I definitely went on a tangent. Though I think I might do these sorts of videos a lot more, because it's a bit tricky, because my phone, there's only so much space on my phone, but I'm going to try to limit it to at least 14 minutes, so again, apologies for the length of this video. I'll probably split it up into 2 parts, because it's like half an hour shot. And who wants to watch me for an hour? I know. But dry throat completely. But back on topic, back onto the original thing. You know, this more or less sparked off because I saw comments like, you know, I just finished Skyrim. Like, in a troll thread. It's like, post your trollingness. It's like, why would you use that sort of thing as a troll? Because if you finish Skyrim, you finish Skyrim. You beat Alduin, you finish the plot. But yeah, a lot of people probably have already posted this before they even get to this bit, that, you know, you're not playing the game properly. You know, you're meant to be doing all these different things. You're meant to be doing the College of Winterhold, the Civil War crap. Oh, God, guys. I really wish I had put this beforehand, but come on. You know, the amount of times I've restarted and started playing Skyrim again and again, especially after I lost all my saves. The first time I played it, I did everything. Hell, the first time I played it, I modded the fucking thing. You know, there's a point, when I got the game, it was moddable. There was mods. And the reason why I modded it was because I knew what a broken piece of shit the game would be. Bethesda, again, I said it just now, how they're good at doing certain things, but, you know, I played modded Oblivion. You know, I never played modded Morrowind, but Morrowind was good. You know, yeah, it had a few problems, but it's something I never got angry with. You know, and then I originally had Oblivion, then I got Oblivion with the Shivering Isles and the Knights of Nine, and all those little mod packs they released, and that was awesome. You know, I loved Knights of the Nine, and I only just started playing Shivering Isles before Skyrim came out. But the fact that they did something unique in terms of some of the mods they released, which, like the Wizard's Tower, you know, the Pirate Den, they allowed you to basically go and do stuff to upgrade your town, your base. And they did that with Hearthfire, which, again, I don't know why they bothered to charge for that piece of crap. Or why they bothered to even bring it out on PC. We didn't need it. I'm sorry, but mods kind of beat you to it there, Bethesda. But yeah, it's... I can't remember where the hell I was now. It was, you know, dynamics. We'll go back to dynamics. I'll keep going on a tangent every fucking time. You know, the things I want in Elder Scrolls 6. I want a decent story. You know, I want one that actually grips you. Because, to be fair, 5 didn't. You know, Skyrim never gripped me in that way. Oblivion did because you were told right from the start that something big was going to happen. That was Patrick Stewart basically going, you know, all about, it's like the awesome intro where Patrick Stewart is basically going, in my dreams, I see our doom approaching, you know, in that awesome actor voice of his. You know, you can put Patrick Stewart in anything and it'll be awesome. But he foretells you, foretellius. Sorry, I keep going random tangents. He tells you, he basically goes, look, shit is going down. I am going to die. You are here because the fates have willed it. You are here to help save the world. And that gives you this awesome, you know, kickstart to the game. I still hate the fact that the Emperor gets killed. I hate that bit. Because it gives you that feeling of powerlessness, because the game does not relinquish control to you until after he's been killed. It's like, no, Emperor! It's like slow motion. And, you know, you then go to the Brotherhood chapter house. I can't remember the dude's name, but he's like, you have the amulet of the kings. Why? And you tell him the king's dead, the emperor's dead, and he's like, I see. And then he proceeds to tell you about the guy you want to find. I mean, you don't have to look across the entire planet for 26 hours trying to find the guy. He goes, the guy you're looking for is in Kvatch. It can take you 26 hours to get there, but you know he's there. And you know the second you get to Kvatch, storyline's going to happen. Interesting things are going to happen. And you get there, and it's Oblivion Gates, it's Doom Fire, and you think, shit, Martin's dead, and rah. You get in, and you find that he's alive, and, you know, it sparks the Oblivion Crisis, which is an awesome piece of history. A lot of people didn't like that, and I don't know why, but you get to go into the Oblivion realm, the realm of Oblivion, for Miriam's Dagon, and it is awesome. You know, the first time I ever stepped foot into Oblivion, and it was like, holy shit, there's fire in the sky, there's red spikes coming out of the ground, it's like, this is awesome. This is so awesome. And it posed a threat. And that's one of the things that annoys me about Skyrim. Dragons don't pose a threat. It's like, hi, I'm dragon, fly, fly, fly. It's like, shoot you down. You're dead. Nom your soul. You constantly do a shout card. It's like, your soul is mine. That fucking irritates me. This is games like Dragon's Dogma and Witcher. Again, I do apologize for going back to The Witcher, but Witcher 2, the opening for Witcher 2, has you running away from a dragon. Like you should. I don't look at that dragon and go, ooh, he will give me special powers. No, I go, shit, he's gonna eat me! And run off. Skyrim, you don't have that feeling. You really don't. Even with Legendary, you don't go, oh crap, it's a dragon, I better run out of here. It's, can I take this son of a bitch? Can I? Yeah, because he'll give me a soul. And that soul I can use for this new word I have acquired. Don't get me started on that. I'm not going to go into a rant on that today, because I've ranted too long. But, the Oblivion Gates posed a threat. Sure, towards the end of the game you could walk through them, but quite literally you could walk through them. But, stupid put aside, but you could defeat an Oblivion Gate. Because in that game, the progression of your character actually mattered. It actually felt progressive. Here, you can pwn your first dragon if you don't go to that place for, God knows how many levels. There is really no scaling to Skyrim. A lot of mods do. A lot of mods do add to that effect, which I am grateful for. Some monsters do scale. I know there are places where I've actually gone and it still proves to be difficult. But when you're walking in the equivalent of Terminator armor from Warhammer, you don't give a fuck. You really don't. It's like, oh, you're shooting arrows at me. Oh dear. I am defended by my mystical armor of plus awesomeness. And this is why, this is probably why I've never actually bothered to finish Skyrim. Again, a lot of people going, you can't finish Skyrim. It's like, yes, you fucking can. I've already ranted about that, so don't make me rant again. But this is the reason why I've never killed Alduin. This is the reason why I never really go to any of the end stuff in games. In games where I know for a fact I'm a badass. I'm ultra powerful, uber lord of uberness. And that's what gets me. It's games like that become too kidified. And I don't want that to happen to my games anymore. Games that I've grown up with, Hell, one Japanese game on the Mega Drive or Genesis or whatever the hell you want to call it. No saves to it, no save points, no checkpoints that I could load the game back to. It took me 1.5 years to finish. And I was, 6? 7? Now, it takes 6 hours to finish a game. And that's one of my major issues with games nowadays. It's too easy. The Witcher gives you trouble. That's a good thing. Witcher gives you trouble. Old school RPGs give you trouble. They give you choice. They give you difficulty. They give you an ass whooping of a lifetime. You do one thing wrong, that's it. You're fucked. System Shock 2, perfect example of being fucked over right at the end of the game. If you have not put the exact number of points into this skill, you cannot beat the boss. Games like that are awesome. Games that hold your hand, or games that give you power straight away, it's not as enjoyable to play. And yeah, I should just not play those games, but for me, gaming is an important aspect of my life. I enjoy gaming. It's a good escapism. But yeah, that's more or less the rage I endure. I know I went off a lot of tangents tonight, guys. The basic thing I want to really mention before I close this out is please stop blinding ourselves to games that are fundamentally buggered. Skyrim is playable and finishable, but it had a lot of room to grow. It needs improvements. The mods, the expansion sort of fixed that a little bit, but it still could have been done so much better. I do hope that you've made some sense of this, because I don't know if I've made sense myself. Again, Skyrim's a good game. I wouldn't say it's the best. There are games out there so much better. You know, there's old games so much better. Hell, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition is so good. I mean, I played Baldur's Gate when I was a kid. You know, I love those games. And being able to play it now is sort of really cool, because it's like all upgraded and all that. But I'll probably come back with another video very soon, because I actually enjoyed ranting. Even if you get so far into the first part and just go, fuck this shit, I'm not listening to this guy. You know, I don't care. I don't mind. You know, you watch what you want to watch. I'm not going to force you to actually sit and watch my videos. But if you are here to the end, thank you. Thank you for putting up with me. And I will see you guys in my next video, be it game, rant, or tutorial game video, which I will be doing soon. So, until then, I have been Shadowbane. Nice to meet you all again, face to face. And I'll see you guys next video. Take care for now.